What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. My guest is Annie Lederman. She's the best, a funny, goofy weirdo. I love her very much. She is a funny, strange bird, to say the least. And I say that because she kind of looks like a bird. You'll see for yourself. Welcome to the show. Please spread the word. Tell everyone you know. Subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you know. But we post every single Friday. We have since the jump. We're going to keep doing that for you guys to make it easy and convenient, but please tell some friends about it. That way we can spread this word and keep it moving. Go to andrewsantino.com to know what's going on with me. If you're looking to get some more content outside of this, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/whiskeygingerpodcast, where I do Cheeto Chats, which is my solo eps, one-on-one Zooms for the top tier, and all sorts of bonus cool content that you cannot get here. It also helps support the show and those behind the scenes, so go there. If you're looking for merch like this sweater, we have sweaters, we got hats, we got rocks glasses, we have all sorts of stuff at andrewsantinostore.com. andrewsantinostore.com is where you can get all that stuff to check out what we have coming up. Go to andrewsantino.com. That's it for me. On to the episode.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I said that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today.
He means it today.
It's Annie Lederman. Annie Lederman and
Howdy-ho.
Randy Jackson Quaid.
Randy Jackson Quaid. I named him Randy after my favorite Quaid. Someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone goes, do you mean your favorite Sklar? Imagine he was named Randy Sklar.
Where's Jason, buddy?
Oh, he's so cute.
So how old is your pup?
He's 10 weeks, or 12 weeks, sorry. Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
He's so sleepy.
Yeah.
He's a little baby. He's 12 weeks. He's so cute.
And what kind of dog is that?
Multi-poo?
Yeah, multi-poo. That's, yeah. He's going to get almost no bigger. He'll weigh another 3 pounds.
We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I have no clue. I'm okay with all of it. I'd like to sneak him in places, though. I want him to fit in a bag.
You're not going to do the thing that some people do where they bring the dogs to shows.
Oh, I almost named him Blanche, if you know what I mean.
Oh, inside, a little bit of inside baseball there for the fans. Annie Lederman, for those that don't know, a phenomenal cow wrangler, tip of the hat, a comedian, a jester. Do you do that? You don't say comedian.
Annie.
Comedian.
Yes.
Annie is Annie and I have known each other for quite a long time. She's doing pretty well for herself. She's made friends with Olivia Munn, which is annoying on the internet. Where did you guys go recently that I just was like, get out of here with this shit?
The Grove?
Yeah, you were at the Grove. I was like, what are you doing at the Grove during a pandemic with Olivia
It's so annoying
Munn?
being friends with Olivia Munn during a pandemic because nobody can see that she's Olivia Munn, so you don't get the
the
Olivia
masks.
Munn credit. I'm like, oh, take your mask off.
Wait a minute, though.
I'm like, don't wear sunglasses and the mask. I want to...
You want people to know that you're friends with the Munn?
I love her.
Well, yeah. What bonded the friendship?
Well, you know, Whitney,
I know, is the catalyst.
Whitney has a cold, and
Yeah.
I'm a happy member. I'm going to get a W branded into my pussy as soon as possible.
Right here, right?
Yeah, right on the
But if
crotcher.
it's WC one way, but if you turn it sideways, it has to mean somebody else as well, right?
Yeah, but you know what I want? I honestly want to get a "What would Whitney do?" tattoo. I just love her. I love her pink crazy hair.
Yeah, she's going through something.
She's going through it with us. Do you know what I mean? She's bringing us along.
We're seeing it.
My live-in assistant does her podcast clips, so I see.
Wait a minute. Your live-in assistant?
Yeah, I have an assistant that lives with me.
You have an assistant?
Yeah.
Who's your assistant?
He's a guy who does stuff for me.
He lives at your house and he is your personal assistant?
Yeah.
You need an assistant?
Yeah.
Are you busy?
Yeah. I have ADD. I mean,
is it more for convenience or is it because
he lives with me. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying, but I have a live-in, like he's like an assistant. He cooks for me, cleans for me, like brings me things.
And does he pay rent?
Yeah.
You have a roommate who does stuff for you. He's a roommate. You have a roommate who also does your... Do you pay him to be your assistant? No.
Like in, like favors and stuff.
Kind of.
He's, I just have someone that's in my life with me.
Is he in comedy?
No, he edits. He's an editor.
Okay. But he's not a stand-up.
No.
Okay, we're good then.
We're good.
Because that would be an abuse of power.
But he does, of course. By the way, I probably shouldn't say it. But
Say it.
with these guidelines, I've raped. Anyway, I've had my way with some open micers. But anyway, listen. No, he edits her podcast, so I see her. Her podcast is she's very vulnerable on her podcast, Whitney.
Yeah, she is. And she gets people to, she gets extremely large names as well to be able to be open on the show, which I think is hard. I think that's kudos to her for doing that. A lot of times big famous people won't. You get them on shows and they're still kind of like tight-lipped because they're like, I don't want to upset people.
Every time I get near a child star, I just want to ask them if they were molested, and I haven't gotten to that. Like, I just feel like
Who's the child star? Who's the biggest child star?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, like
Whitney has a lot of child stars around us at all times.
like people that were
Miranda
super famous?
Cosgrove.
Oh yeah.
We got all
Hillary
the
Duff.
All the iCarly girls. And you want to ask them question, not them specific, but any of them, and I can't wait to get to that.
That comfortability.
Yeah.
Why can't you just say that? They're people. They'll answer those questions.
I want them to do it on camera.
You want to trap them a little bit.
I don't want to trap anyone. I just love talking about being molested. It's just my shit. It's my shit.
Were you molested?
Duh. Are you talking to the dog?
Yeah.
Duh. Look at this little dick. Who could resist?
So Randy Jackson Quaid was obviously this is
Midlife crisis.
a pound puppy.
I mean,
Where did you get
no,
the
I'm in
dog?
trouble.
Be honest.
I got him off of Craigslist.
You did?
Oh, I'm in trouble. Yeah, everyone was so mad at me.
You bought him.
I bought the dog.
Yeah, and you know what?
Listen, the Mexican family got their rent paid for the month. It's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, who's the real devil? I've always said this. I adopted my dog only because it was convenient. I wanted to buy a dog that I wanted. I have nothing against buying dogs. I don't like puppy mills. I think that's again. But if someone has puppies and they're like, we love our dog, we're gonna breed it, people can buy the dog. Fine. What? Entrepreneurs, dude. What's the best year you've had of financially in comedy?
I made $160,000 one year.
That's good.
You know that's not good. By the way, I'm in a land of rich people.
Yeah.
Did you hear his voice go, that's good? It was so long ago. That's fine. It's good. Like, the people at home are like, wow,
Yeah.
$160,000.
Yeah, it's good money.
They're working at General Motors. They're like,
GM,
there every
baby.
day. They're on the conveyor belt working. They're like, I want to make my 80 grand. And we're out here like, did you see the balls on that dick? And then we're making $160,000,
baby.
And people are looking at me like, oop, spitting on my
Yeah, but that's
shoes.
because the local fucking government takes all your money. They take.
But then
80
also,
of
it is true. The taxes, you get taxed so crazy. I don't know how much I actually took home that year. But that's when I had the E show. Do you remember when I had a show on E?
Yeah, I
For 4
do.
Episodes?
Yeah.
With Julian McCullough. I'm so glad I didn't get cocky about it. You see some people with shows, they get a billboard or two and they get real cocky about it. And
You've never been that way. I'm very happy about that. You've always
known
even
that
when
my
you
show was going to fail.
Yeah, you
before it
knew
came
shit
out.
was going to go down. Even when you did get good stuff, I don't think you were ever. I think that's a hard balance. Like, everyone tries to be, but you see some people that are like, he's on one because he's on a thing.
You need to self-promote, especially during a pandemic, right?
Sure.
You need to let people know what you're up to if you'd like. However, there's nothing more embarrassing than being like, you can watch certain people prepping to become a star.
Yeah.
And you know that the network their show is on, no one will ever see it. Like,
Yeah.
And I love when a show comes out, and this is really shitty. This is the shitty part of comedy where it's not competitive in the way where you're jealous of a person, but it's fun to watch people fail.
Yeah, it is.
When you see someone get a show and then you watch their followers not go up.
It's so evil. Yeah.
And I do wish everyone well, I do, but it's only when they're braggy about it. It's only when they're so
Yeah,
excited
it's a
about their
kind of
big
person.
gig and you're like,
It's a kind of person like honestly, like Quibi just crashed and burned, and it was like, what a fun thing to watch die. It's nice to watch some. Here's why. We're only happy if it was something organic and like grassroots. It's a bummer when it dies because you're like, man, they're really trying, But when something is funded for $2 billion with international money and it fails,
and they're throwing that money around.
Oh my
I am the
God.
only comedian that didn't make money off of Quibi.
me, I didn't make a dime.
Listen.
They said no to a show we gave to them. We literally were like, we shot this show, we gave it to them. the executive was like, Katz doesn't want to do stand-up comedy. And I was like, well, it's more about this like interview style thing after. They do 5 minutes and she was like, we love it. I promise you he doesn't want any stand-up. I said, okay. So they ended up not doing it. Fine. But then I was like, well, what did they pick up? Then all these comedy shows were on there. There's a million different comedy shows.
Everyone you talk to was like, oh, I got a Quibi. And everyone's like, yeah, I got 160 grand an episode for Quibi. They're making what I made, the E money I made a year.
In one whole year.
In one whole year. And that wasn't just the E show. That was, I was doing
Why did you have
Girl
such a
Code.
good relationship with E? Because of Chelsea?
I don't think I had that great of it. I think I did Chelsea. So I did Chelsea lately I was on it for like a year and a half.
How many
before.
So you were on the panel a lot?
Yeah, I was on like every.
I never
4
watched the
weeks.
show. Isn't that crazy?
I don't think it's that crazy.
No, because all my comics were on it that I knew, but I can't believe I never.
Bobby and I did Tiger Bell, and he was like, I hated you for a year because you interrupt. It was such a hellish, scary, hard thing to do. Did you do Spade Show?
Yeah, I did a couple of Spade shows. I think the most Spade Show was fun because it was like they always put you with comics that you were like familiar with. Hardwick show was harder at first until he put me with people.
It was Hardwicker at first.
It was a Hardwicker
God,
at
you
first.
Guys,
Too easy. Pack it up.
In that one.
Pack it up.
That was good.
Put that one away. Save that one. His show was harder, I think, because sometimes you get with people that you were like, I didn't really know that well, and I was like, comedy is really hard in those beats when you're like, I don't really know you. What's your sense of humor? And I said, I mean, I had some tough jokes where they bombed because the people on the panel aren't that kind of person, so they're not going to support it. But at least with Spade Show, it was like free for all. No one gave a shit. You said whatever you wanted.
What's so funny is at midnight, I never even. You just kind of like nervously laugh at it.
Didn't we do one together? I thought we did. We did in that midnight, didn't we?
Maybe.
No? I feel like we did.
No, I would remember that. We would have done very well together.
Yeah, we would have crushed.
We'd have done great together.
The first one I did was so bad. I'm not going to
mention names.
mention names.
Oh my God, he just farted.
Did he toot?
You stink.
Tootie pootie. Wait, by the way, does he have rabbit poops?
They're like
little tinies, yeah?
They're pretty small, yeah. They're like.
For people that are just listening and can't see this dog is like, unbearably
he's
cute.
Just so cute. He's so.
What does he weigh now?
I took him to the vet a couple weeks ago, and he was 4.4 pounds.
God.
How little is that?
It's so cute. My dog was like 3.5 when we first got her.
He's so cute. I think he'll be like 12 pounds. I want to be able to sneak him in places. That's really my.
Where do you want to take him to?
Movies and
I want him. That's never going to come back. By the way,
you're right.
We're done. Yeah, we're done with that stuff.
You're right.
By the way, movie theaters, even after the pandemic, people are going to be like, just send it to my house.
After that one shooting with the guy that looked like you, the Joker guy.
It's my brother.
What do you have? Blue hair or green hair or something?
I think he had green. He did the Joker. He dyed his hair green.
Imagine being a ginger that dyes your hair green.
Yeah. When does it end?
I was watching a little clip of your show, and you were talking about
of Dave.
No, of Whiskey Ginger with Little Dicky on it.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little clip of it today. Just checking your numbers. You're doing good.
Yeah,
we really do have great numbers.
People love it.
I hope right now there's good numbers and people aren't like, is that girl in a lot of Special K? Because she is.
She is. We'll talk about that.
She is. But I was watching it and you were talking about how he asked you, he said, what was the bad things you did when you were a kid? And you were like, oh, I got in a lot of fights when I was a kid. And I went, it's because he's a ginger. And then as I was saying that, you said, it's because I was a ginger.
Of course. You
guys are aggressive. I don't know if it's a nature or nurture. Where people...
I would say it's probably an even divided. People are going to pick on you. So it's a defense mechanism.
Right.
But then it's in your blood we have hot tempers.
No, for sure. I've had sexual experiences with gingers. By the way, it does taste like peppermint, if you're wondering. Have you ever tasted your own jizz?
Yes.
It's like a fucking peppermint patty, dude.
Little peppermint patty. It tastes like Andy's candies a little bit. That's
Andy's
what it tastes
candies,
like. Yeah.
It sure does.
That's what I call my cum, Andy's candies.
Andy's candies, but very aggressive, sexually aggressive people.
Don't make it sound like we're like rapey. No, it's just like over. No.
I mean,
we're intense.
Yeah, it's a strong bang.
Yeah, it's a strong bang.
It's a strong.
I like
bang.
strong bang.
Me too.
But I got in a lot of fights because that it was a self defense. It was like if you're gonna pick on me, first of all, it was always like when people picked on when boys pick on. I don't know how it is with girls, but when boys pick on boys, it's group theory. It's like 4 of us will make fun of 1 boy. It's
Right.
never fair. So the only way
It sounds like you, as a grown-up, 4 grown-up men will pick on 1 boy.
yeah, that's what I do. When I see a little boy, I get my buds. I go, let's get this little loser.
But don't you think it's why you're funny? Because you were just trashed?
Yeah, because, well, I learned to be funny later because my initial reaction was I was angry. So then I'd fight someone in the group because usually they couldn't fight. They would just pick on you, and then you'd punch someone, and the kid would cry, and they'd be scared of you. And you were like, yeah, you're just a pussy who's mean.
Are you the only ginger in your family?
My grandmother's a redhead, and
Doesn't count.
Okay. Oh, in my direct family?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, my sister's a regular.
That's
my
what's
mom and
so
dad are
fucked
regulars.
up too about gingers. It's like there's just one in the crew.
Mm-hmm. We stand out. We're
But
special.
you know, it's cool. I do like gingers, and then like albinos a lot of times have eye problems. You guys don't have eye problems, do you? Can you
Albinos.
see? How many fingers am I
Stop
holding
waving.
up?
Stop. That messes up my equilibrium. Wait, is he showing his
His little
little Pepe?
So cute.
Pepe? You gonna kiss
For
that?
the viewers at home, I'm sucking his dick.
By the way, how often do you like get a little too personal? Because I kiss.
so
Do you kiss
cute.
on the mouth a lot?
I kiss him. Whitney was saying, and Esther has her dog. Esther has a dog that looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
Esther has her dog like licking the inside of her
Gross.
mouth, and Whitney does it too. And I'm
Nope.
like, you guys, this is not okay. And they're like, no, it's like an alpha thing. I'm like,
No.
the dog is dominating you. I'm sorry. If the dog is licking inside your mouth, the dog's in charge.
That's a weird. I had a black friend say that. I said, you kiss your. I said, you'll let the dog like lick your face, and he was like, no, that's a white person thing. Only white people
I
let
was
dogs
like, when
lick
does
them.
it come into play that he was black?
Huh?
When you were telling the story, I'm going,
Oh,
what-
there, because only whites do that
How
stuff.
great would it be if you just said, my black friend told me the story and it had nothing to do with his race? And you
My
just
black
wanted
friend
us
told me
to
the
let-
story. If you're changing
It's
a
like
tire
your
on the
flat
side of
brim
the
hat already told us you have a black friend, okay? We already know.
No, but he said that I was like, there's no way. I said, there's got to be black dudes that get like love. He's like, no, that's a white culture thing that we joke about.
Yeah,
that
they're like,
white
we
people,
make them fight, and you guys. I'm kidding. That's not real.
Yes, it is.
Andrew's a racist, and
Yes,
he brought it
is.
out.
Yes,
in
I
me.
am. And yes, I am. Yes, I am.
It's
Join the
fucked up
Proud
you said
Boys.
that.
You guys, the website's down below, proudboys.com.
Don't join them, but I do have to say, I'm kind of proud of those guys. Anyway.
Stand back. Stand by. Hang out.
Oh my goodness. There's probably a lot of little Archie ginger looking motherfuckers like that in the Proud Boys. You don't even need to wear the MAGA hat.
You really
you
think
got
that?
the hair.
You really think there's a lot of gingers in the Proud Boys?
Maybe.
Yeah, there could be.
There could be. Oh
I'm
my
not-
God, how cute would that be?
I'm not going to discount it.
Little crew of gingers.
Little-
Why don't you guys start a gang?
We do. We had a gang.
Wait, do you like other gingers? Is it like when black people like give the nod to the other black person in the room? Or is it competitive?
No, actually, we don't like each. I don't like other gingers.
Is that real?
A ginger
woman.
woman. Hey, there's some really pretty ginger women. First
Like,
of all,
I don't know where your mustache stops and my pubes begin.
First of all, the prettiest redheads are always going to be women. Most of the redhead men are very ugly.
I think you're kind of pretty.
Thank you.
You do remind me of that Archie boy.
You know that kid's his brown hair. Do you know that fucking kid that played?
It is
so
actually
annoying.
red.
Yeah, they dyed it red. It's so
Oh
annoying.
my God. Imagine how Victor Vernado, the albino comedian, felt when Powder came out.
He didn't get the role.
He's like in his late 40s.
It's
so he's
me.
definitely- Yeah, he was definitely of the age where he could have played that character. He was probably like, are you fucking kidding me?
You know how specific that is? I forgot how much I loved Powder. People
And
that don't know,
Victor.
Powder was
Victor's
such
very
a
funny.
good movie. Yes, and very funny. Powder's a movie about an albino man's relationship with his brother?
Teacher or something?
I don't know. I don't remember who that
I
was.
just remember Jeff Goldblum was in it. He was the teacher. There was a spoon that bent.
Well, he
And
had
there was
supernatural powers.
electricity. But it was
As
just
all
that
albinos
guy
do.
Patrick or whatever the guy's name was from Boondock Saints. They just painted a white man whiter.
But it looked good.
Yeah, he looked all
Just
right.
say white power because that's how you feel.
It's
say
called
it.
the show's called White. The movie's called White.
White powder. White powder.
Oh my God.
How often is your pup sleeping? All day long?
Well, honestly, during the podcast, he's being really good. But usually when I'm recording my own podcast, he is a fucking nightmare.
Why? Just like moving around too much?
Yelping. You know, he's giving bad reviews. He's
giving bad reviews on your podcast.
a very dumb joke. Just
bad.
yipping, yapping.
Just moving around too much.
Yeah, but he's being such a good boy. I drugged
What
him, he had a
made
little
you get the dog? Crisis?
You know, I'm 37.
Yeah, I know. They can see it.
And they can't see it.
They-
I
oh,
look
they
good.
can. Oh, they can.
I do not look a day over
No, you-
34.
no, you know what?
Honestly, I look 3 years younger than I am.
I'll tag you 33, 32, 33. I'll give you
Right?
that. Yeah.
I'm not going, I look in my 20s, but I'm telling you, 30. No one goes, "Are you 37?" No one's ever said, "Are you 37?" Ever.
No.
Like, are you 34? But I guess you usually take off 3 years.
No,
I think
for a girl, yeah, but no, you do look young. You look young to mid-30s. I'll give you that. I'm not
should
as lucky.
see my tits. They're like 14-year-old boy. Very young. Very, very
They have a personality of their own.
But, you know, like, I wasn't going to get the dog, and then my live-in assistant was like, "Do you want a dog?" It's just like, I can't. The pandemic made me feel so crazy because I am at the, like, biological clock age where you're like...
Are you going to freeze them?
Whitney said she's going to pay for them.
She froze her eggs, right? That was a big deal. She made a thing out
froze
of
them,
them,
then
right?
she's possibly refreezing them or defrosting them. Something's happening, and
Once
she's
you
like,
defrost the meat, you can't. You don't want to freeze them again. Can you do that?
You can, but it's, you know,
Doesn't it
they
spoil?
could come out
Redheaded?
Asian.
How much does that cost? I don't know. I'm ignorant.
I think it's $10,000-$20,000, something like that.
Really?
It's something that for like you're like whatever, but for me, I'm like, Papa.
What do you mean? 10, 20 grand is still a lot. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of money. To freeze your
That was
eggs.
a test. He failed. He went, even for me, it's not a big deal.
Well, I have to stay
just
humble
wanna see
for
what
the
he's gonna
fan.
do.
I have to stay humble for the
Guys,
fans.
you should see his stupid car outside. It's so lame. I was like, that's definitely Santino's car.
Uh-huh.
It's just braggy enough.
Yeah.
Well, you used to have an Audi, which was also just braggy
I had
enough.
3 Audis. I've had
At
money.
once?
I've had money for a long time.
I
Annie.
know. You've always been in TV.
Yeah. I had 3 different I went through 3 Audis and then I hated Audis. I stopped driving them.
I have an Audi. Anyway.
What do you drive? What is it?
It wasn't a car. I'm just kidding. It was a vagina joke.
Hi. Lippy. Miss Lippy.
I feel like all female comedians do, by the way. That's my guess.
What, have big lips?
I think they're working with a sandwich.
Really?
I think we're masculine.
So you think that's what makes you so good at comedy? Is that you have to have some kind of
Is that
masculine
ball sack?
Ball sack? You got a little nut down there? You think you have oversized clits?
No, honestly, no.
What female comedian is the most lippy?
Who do I think has the biggest lips?
Who's got the biggest labia? Yeah.
Who's the most famous comedian?
Female comedian?
I actually feel like I would guess that Amy Schumer has a very tight, tiny vagina.
Like
I don't think she
tucked
has
in.
one. I think she has like a
Well, she just had a baby, so doubt it.
C-section.
Oh, she did. Mm-hmm. Who's the most? She's probably the most famous. Her and Nanette.
Oh, hers
probably
are
the most
swinging to the ankles. She's tucking it in her socks. She's rolling it up.
Yeah,
There's no
she got
way.
curtains. She got curtains. No, I don't. I don't know. Who is the most famous female comedian right now? Right now, I'd probably still say it's probably still Amy. I'm sure Amy still got the market cornered as far as ticket sales goes.
Nikki talks about her vagina.
Being loose.
Not loose, but she's got
a hanger.
Listen,
Well,
I'm not.
Go ahead.
She talks about it. She's got a noticeable vag.
What? Through pants?
Well, I always thought like, okay, so I used to try to do a bit about this. So this is not a bit, but I did try to do a bit at one point. So maybe I'll resurrect it. But
yeah, give it a comeback.
I ran into my bikini waxer when I used to live in New York.
Yeah.
I ran into my bikini waxer on another side of town.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't seen her in a while. I ran into her on the train and she remembered me. She goes, "Oh my God, Annie." And I was so insulted because I was like, the amount of like assholes and vaginas she sees.
And she knows yours.
And she like I was I was like, oh no, that's not good.
You are a memorable asshole.
Oh my God.
That's going to be the name of your album.
Memorable asshole. I want to be like slightly cancelable, I feel like.
You're close.
I feel like that's my brand.
Well, let's be real. I remember when you were like talking about opening for Louis and you were like, oh, I don't care that all this shit's gone down. You don't.
What if I was like, oh, could you?
Yeah, but you did, right? You opened for Louis.
I opened for Louis and no, I didn't. I think Louis
Did you
is so
catch
funny.
shit from women?
I caught a little bit of shit, but not as much as you would think.
Yeah, you know why?
Because it's not it's like fake outrage, right?
Yeah, because I don't know who said this, so I'm stealing this. I didn't say this. Somebody said to me, Louis is funnier than he is creepy. Like it's not as if what he did was like a crime against humanity as much as he's a great comic who had his personal life and his what's the word for that? Like his exploits, his sexual exploits exposed. Whether or not people are mad about it, disagree with it, hate him for it. The problem is those weren't heinous enough to be like, kill him forever. They were just not acceptable for people.
It was just okay. So the Louis thing for me, because I was like totally drinking the Women's March Kool-Aid. I was wearing the pussy. It's so embarrassing. I literally there's
Were
pictures
you?
of me. Oh, dude, I had a pussy hat on. I'm really humiliated by it.
Why were you like that?
I had like there was a 3-month period where I was in New York. I was marching. I went to DC to do the march. I wore the pussy hat. Do you know how embarrassing? That must have been created by Republicans.
It was
Pussy
a
hat.
white guy that made a pussy hat. He was like, these idiots will wear this.
Do you know how fucking embarrassing it was to wear this hat? I was in coveralls. You had to wear like your onesie that didn't show your body, and marching and shit. I did end up wearing a bikini. Everyone was mad at me.
At the
Eventually, I was
Women's
like-
March?
Yeah, I'm like, I like attention. I like to show my tits. I was like, eventually I was flashing my tits. Everyone was like, all right.
Isn't that empowerment? I don't understand. What's the balance? I don't get it.
It's empowerment if it fits their narrative. Because I always say, like, the girls that got... So when the Louis thing came out, I was in... This is when I was working on Who is America with Sacha Baron Cohen. I was in D.C. working on the show.
What a fun show, dude.
Oh, it was the best. It was so fun. I worked a little bit on the
I was going to say, you work on Borat? You can't talk about it. Well, it's out already. I mean,
there's nothing...
it's coming out.
I didn't work that much on it. I don't even think I'm getting credited on it, but that's why I'm
Seriously?
telling everyone. People have been fired. Let's just
So here's what's funny. People don't know. For people at home, I'm going to give them a piece of Hollywood. I've worked on a lot of stuff where you just get paid to not get credited. And it's a little disappointing because some of the things you're like, you tell people and you're like, I worked on that. And they're like, oh, I didn't know. And you're like, well, you wouldn't because
Right.
they kind of pay you to just be like, we need some comedic
Right.
help and we don't have the room to give you a producer credit
Right.
which is a little annoying, but it's satisfactory for you and your group of friends to be like, we know you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is weird.
Well, with my old representation fucked up with the Sasha show and didn't get my name on the credits until the second episode.
Yeah, but you got credit for that.
I did eventually, but the
Right.
first episode, this is where all this outrage is so fake. There were all of these articles that came out that were like, there are no women in the writer's room and stuff like that, like blah, blah, blah. And then they didn't check the second episode, did they?
They didn't care.
I was all over that bitch. And if I had been on it, they wouldn't have cared either. I was getting so pissed about the Comedy Store documentary too, because have you seen all the episodes?
No.
Did you see the episode that's coming out on Sunday that I'm in? They do like a beautiful, Binder did like a really nice, beautiful little thing about
he's
me.
incredible.
That was so like sweet and really like touching and is really like, everyone that saw it has said very, very nice things to me. That's like a comic that saw it, like people that have seen it. Jay Leno, no big deal. Thinks I'm great. Jim Carrey, no big deal. But it's like they think I'm great. Olivia Munn gave me my bag. It's like I'm soaring. But
Jay Leno, Jim Carrey, it's like wow, what a juxtaposition.
It's so funny that Santino's like, I've known them for 45 years, and I made $160 in my sleep.
Those are my butts.
But
no, but it's special.
No, but so it was like a really, and I read this article where they were like the misogyny in episode. They literally talk about my episode because it's the episode that Rogan's in.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just all boys. It's just guys. And I'm like, hello. There's like a whole thing on me, and it's worse on the side of the people that want to say that there's misogyny.
Right.
Because for years this has happened. All of the people that are like, there's no women on the lineup at the Comedy Store. I'm always like, I'm on that lineup.
Yeah, it's so mean to say.
It's like none of them follow me. It's like,
where's Ali Wong? Where's Eliza? Where's
what are you
Where's
talking about?
Eleanor? Where's fucking Punky Johnson? First of all, when
well, is she a woman? I'm just kidding.
for SNL standards, they need to be. For all, like, the annoying thing for me whenever I got in an argument with someone about the store was always like, there's a lot of women on the lineup. I don't think there's an equal share of 50-50. That may be true.
Yeah, we want to sell tickets, people.
Yeah, someone
right?
needs to come want to laugh. You know what I
Nobody's
mean?
buying tickets to the tit show, all right?
You know, you got to get these girls to turn out the lights. No, but I think, but the truth is always, the store more than any other place that I've seen did always put a lot of great women comics on it. And maybe the problem for a lot of the women comics was the same as grumpy young male comics, where they're like, I'm not on those lineups, so I'm pissed. But it's like, but that's on you. That's like a funny thing. It's not we need more XYZ. It's like
so
we need more funny
annoying.
people.
It's so annoying because what I was saying about the Louis thing. So the Louis thing snapped me out of this, and put a pin in that. I have ADD. Help me.
Yeah. Me too.
I'll come back to that. So
Me too.
it's okay. So the thing with the Louis thing that pissed me off was when the Louis article came out, I had been like, rah, rah, Women's March. And I'm in DC working on the show. And I read the fucking article, And he didn't block the door. And when I realized like he got consent and he didn't block the door, I'm like, wait a second. This is like a different conversation. This is not someone forced themselves on somebody. Like, this is not, you know, like if we want to talk about power, we got to pull the whole thing out because we got to talk about the girls that were fucking Harvey. That were like, what about the women that are disappointed that Harvey Weinstein is now in jail because they had a meeting with him in his hotel room the next week? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, let's talk about the whole thing. We have to like, and yes, there's, you know, systemic things going, but we got to talk about the whole fucking thing. We can't just be like, women are very, like, we're like very weak victims and we can't make decisions and stuff like that. Like, we have to talk about the whole thing.
Right.
And nobody wants to have that conversation because they want it to fit their narrative. So when the Louis thing came out, I was like, wait, you know, just not into it. Lost a lot of female comedian friends that you were just talking about earlier over it because it's like you had to be like, I'm 100% into this women's movement or an anti-men. It's like, I'm not going to be anti-men. It's like, I would like things to get fixed. I had real things happen to me when I was younger and I sat in court. I would like, let's do those things. Let's do the things that like fix the things, right? The conversations. But nobody really wants to have that. They want to, it's like, it's a exchange of power now. So it's like, if the power dynamic was off there, it's like, how do we shift it now in the favor? I don't know. Anyway, either way.
You do know, because the truth is, social media gives people so much power, and what's going on at a street level gives people power, and it empowers people to feel stronger and bigger. Because if we do go through the court system, we do go through the cops and the law, truth be told, a lot of times justice doesn't get served.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I agree where I'm like, this is an issue. There needs to be something. But at the same time, when something does go to court of law, you often don't hear about it. Dude, Danny Masterson is in prison for rape.
Oh, really? Did he go to jail?
Do you know how crazy that is? That like that's, to me, that's mind blowing. That people, I've said this before, and somebody goes to me,
outraged, and that would like, that's like putting the cigarette out in water. They don't want that. They want to put it out on your skin.
That's
like,
my point.
Everybody wants to be so fucking angry. It's just really wild. But I'm like, but we could fix this. Like, I would love to like have a honest conversation about all this stuff because it is hard to say no to people. You don't want people to not like you. So you're like, I don't want to say no. But I always look at that as like, oh, look, I raped myself in that situation. Like, there's guys that I slept with that I didn't want to sleep with because I didn't want to like reject them. I didn't want to deal with that.
Right.
And then in the morning it was like, oh, I really like, I put their feelings in front of mine.
Right.
And that's kind of a thing I've learned through experience. You get older. I think that's why there are a lot of like older women kind of rolling their eyes because they're like, we've been through this, ladies, you know?
Right. But don't you think then, okay, so on the other side of the coin then, to me, that means the victims that are very young are being taken advantage of by somebody who knows that they're easily manipulatable.
Sure.
So that's the trick, is it's the devil we know, is like, oh, it's usually someone who knows they're getting away with manipulating some young chick into this situation, and the girl doesn't come to grips with it for much later in life, right? So but to me, monsters are more obvious than we give them credit for. Like, it's almost like Bill Cosby was a joke.
Did you see that fucking mugshot?
Yeah, dude. He looked
Everyone's
good.
like, oh, we feel so bad for him. You're like, but it's hard because do you ever watch? I watched To Catch a Predator. Like, I've seen them all a million times. Chris Hansen's like, I love him.
And he's good looking too. It's funny when he comes in, you're like, what a babe.
I just love him.
He's like, hey, I'm a babe. Stop doing this to kids.
Because my high school was like our headmaster may as well have been fucking Epstein. It was like, I mean, crazy.
You went to a trash bag high school?
Oh my God. Every year there were 17 kids in my graduating class. There were like 4 teachers. Every year another teacher gets caught with like kiddie porn or something. It's like the craziest thing.
You're Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I so badly want to do, like, I want Chris Hansen to like work with, it's just, anyway.
Wait a minute. How many girls in high school did you know hooked up with?
Not even just girls.
Dude, just dudes too.
Not hooked up with, like, the teachers preyed on all, like, we all got like.
Did you hook up with the teacher?
I got jizzed on by a teacher. I got molested by a teacher. I took him to court.
What subject did they teach?
Art teacher.
Art, yeah, art. It's always
Jackson
art.
Pollocked the back of my knee.
It's always art, or it's either art or like.
No, all of them.
Home
My
ec.
science teacher, who I was like, he was the disciplinarian. I almost wrote him a message years later going like, I hated you in high school, but I now realize you were the only one disciplining us and you had respect for us.
Right.
And I'm so glad I didn't, because literally 2 months ago, all over Facebook. He just got caught with like infant or accused. Sorry, he's not.
Yeah, you gotta say
yet, but
accused.
of kiddie porn video. They said it ranged from infant to like 7 years old. It's like, oh God.
They always keep it on their hard drive. They're always like, and we found hard drives. You're like, dude, why are you keeping it?
Because it's hard to get.
I know. That's what
It's
I've.
hard to
I
get.
know. I
They
know.
don't
That's what
wanna
they
go
say.
back
They
into the
they can't
fire.
go dig again. Right.
They got to get a printer.
Well, then that shows that the hunt is not better than the kill for them. That
Get
the kill
a
is better than the
printer.
hunt.
Come on, get a color printer.
Dude,
Get a 3D printer.
A guy from
oh my God, get a 3D printer.
and scan it out. Then you can have it. Keep it
have
forever.
it.
A guy from my high school. This is even crazier. His daughter was in our class. Was in our year. He was like a shopper. I think he was a shop teacher. And years later, after I graduated college, it came out that he got busted with another student from our class, from like my year, and they were getting hookers at like a local Holiday Inn, and they got busted getting hookers. And I thought they put his name out there and they busted, and I was like, this is not the article that I thought it was going to be, right? Like I was like, they got him for, they said like sexual whatever, and I was like, oh shit, what happened? And it was just him and another guy got adult hookers. I was like, don't shame this guy.
That's so weird.
That's not fair. That's not
like
fair
the
to
guy
put him in that
got caught with
category.
getting hand jobs at the rub and tug. You're like, what? Why would you?
So what? Yeah, you're like, well, you know why they did that. You're talking about the owner of the
why they
Patriots.
did it? They just-
Because he's a Trump guy. He's a hardcore out loud Trumpian. And he was down at Mar-a-Lago. It's like the media wanted to just blow his spot.
My friend sent me an article that was like, we voted Chris Pratt the worst Chris. You're like,
what?
You did?
Why?
Chris Pratt? Because he's a fucking Republican.
Wait, oh, he is?
Yeah, he's like a Christian, super Christian Republican. He married
Schwarzenegger's daughter. Yeah. He used to be married to what's her name? She's Anna Faris. Anna Faris.
Is
Anna?
it Anna? You probably know her.
I don't know her. I don't know those people.
Wow, that would be a specific person I would assume Andrew knew.
I know some famous people that I just don't talk about that I know them, but there's certain levels of Hollywood I'm not allowed
Sandy?
to know. Huh?
Sandy Bullock.
I mean, I know friends that don't know her. I know friends that know her, I guess.
So do I.
Who's the most obscure celebrity that you know that nobody
Papa
knows?
Roach.
Really? Wait, the Papa Roach guy? Are you buddies with him?
Do you not know my Papa Roach story?
No.
I bombed on a heavy metal cruise with Big J Okerson in front of Papa Roach. And I became friends with Papa Roach. I did.
Was it a Papa Roach cruise?
It was a heavy metal cruise, and
Okay.
Papa Roach was the headliners. And it was
You, Big J?
Seven Dust was there. It was me, Big J.
Soder?
No, Soder wasn't there. I think it was just me,
Was
Big
Gomez
J, and-
there?
No, who was the other? I brought Lisa.
You, Lisa, Big
But
J.
there was someone else. Who else was it? Was it maybe just the three of us? I feel like there was one other person, which is so insulting. I can't
Dude, the cruise band cruise thing. I know a lot of guys that have done that thing. That's a crazy.
Nobody bombed but me.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was just me. I was scared. Okay, I was scared.
Because the fans?
The long ponytails. I was
Right.
nervous.
Chain wallets.
I was nervous. I was hearing clink clank of the chain wallets. I was so scared. But I was like, I remember going into it going like, oh, I don't want to bomb on a boat. That sucks. Like,
Because
and
you're
then
there.
Yeah, and then the whole reason for a cruise is you want to see the people you're fans of, right?
Yeah.
So you're all interspersed, you're all intermixed, and boy, oh boy, did I bomb hard. And I ate it so hard, and then I'm at the fucking...
Did you get any pity cock?
No, but...
Was there anybody that came up to you that was like, I liked you. I know.
Well,
it
here's
was
what...
the-"
No, people were... Yeah, of course. They were like, you were great. But it was like, you know when you bomb so hard that it's like... It's just... Like, let's just say the boat stopped rocking for 15 minutes.
You
three
ate
times.
it that bad? But what was it?
Yes.
You were getting in your own way? Were you doing new shit? Were you just...
It was me. I
Yeah,
just
it was all you?
Yeah, I was just...
The delivery
Oh, yeah.
was gone.
I
Did Big
was-
J go... Did anybody go up and make fun of you afterwards?
I think they felt so bad. Like, I had to go up to Jay and Christine afterwards and be like, I'm funny. And they're like, we know you're funny. We're friends with you. Relax.
Yeah, and I hate having to feel that way. Where
like,
you're
they were like, what is wrong? They're like, shut up. We put you on TV. Like, get away from us.
But it is a
I
weird...
was like, it was CISO. It doesn't really count. It's the Quibi of
It was
television.
pre-Quibi, yeah. That was Quibi before it ever existed.
Oh, my goodness.
So you bombed on the boat, and then you've got to stay out there for another 5 days.
Yeah, and I'm like, how am I going to make the best of this? I'm going to bond with Papa Roach. So we hung out. It was the drummer, Tony, and And Anthony, whose brother is okay. So the names of the guys in Papa Roach are Tobin is the bassist or guitarist. I don't know the difference.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jacoby's
Jacoby's
the lead
cool.
singer. I didn't get to hang. They were with their families and stuff, so they weren't hanging out
Boo.
with us. Tony's wife didn't come, and Anthony's young, so he doesn't have a family yet. But he's brothers with. He's the younger brother, so I was hanging out with little brother Roach, and we had a great time. It was so fun. And then I remember Lisa and I were coming down off of Molly, and we had so much fun with Papa Roach, and then we lost Papa Roach. Like we lost them in the crowd, and you have to understand. We're on a cruise of people that love Papa Roach.
Are they partying with their fans or no?
No, I mean, half the band's families were there, so they were with them, and they were going like, the boat would stop and they'd go like 4-wheeling or do something.
Where was this? Mexico?
Cabo, maybe.
Yeah,
but you know how cruises are so disgusting, and they just go to one weird man-made like cruise
I've never been on
island.
one. I've refused.
They're so disgusting.
I refuse.
They're like, we got to the island and it's just got like it's like, here's a Bennigan's and a Harley shop. And you're like, ew, what?
The Papa Roach guys are like, perfect!
No, they're so, Papa Roach is way cooler than you think. They're so
fans.
Because, the fans, yes.
Yeah.
But so it's funny because
I'm
Lisa
sure
and I,
cool.
before we went on the cruise, we were like, these are not going to be like hot people on the cruise. We're like, we should probably try to hook up with Papa Roach. Then we looked up Papa Roach and we're like, oh my God, Papa Roach is so out of our league. Like, they're gorgeous. They all could be models. They're like beautiful.
Isn't that every band though? At some point, you're like, I didn't know how hot all these guys were.
They're just gorgeous, and they're
Yeah.
like still hot, and they've been like famous since they were like 17 or whatever.
Yeah, they
made,
were
like,
kids when they got rich.
Yeah, they're probably religious and like started playing in their church garage or something. Do churches have garages?
Yeah, they do.
Where do you get molested at a church?
In the basement. Not that I know.
Did you get molested?
I didn't, dude. Redhead.
I am so happy I was molested.
You know,
It's
no
like,
one's gonna molest. No one's gonna molest the redhead because he's gonna tell.
Nobody's gonna listen. No one cares. Your parents are like, cool. We're glad someone touched
No,
you.
see, that's what they do to normal kids. But to me, it's just for some reason they pay a little bit closer attention to you.
Now I'm looking at your whiskey ginger.
Oh,
thing
yeah, the
over here.
sign?
And the thing on your head is your head chopped off, like, or is that you're wearing a?
That's Jack Knight. So everybody else signed around my face. And I don't mind when someone, like, there's a teardrop on there. Danny Trejo signed a teardrop, which I thought was tight, right? Jack Knight drew a huge dick. And by the way, if it was good art, I would have loved it. It was like a poorly drawn penis. And I was like, you just ruined like a cool...
I just want you guys to know, Jack Knight's
colored.
black.
Colored,
And
yeah. He's a black guy.
And he
drew a dick on my head, on my face, and I hated it. And then someone, I don't know who else, somebody drew over the dick. And then at some point,
that's
at some point, it just got like so.
But now you're wearing a weird bandage.
Yeah, but it made more sense than like having dick scribble all over my head.
It's so funny that he drew a dick. Jack Knight is like the perfect example of like the type of cockiness that's like gonna get him so far. Like
he's already done great.
It's so
he's a writer
good.
on Big Mouth. I think.
know he pulled up in a Tesla fast.
Yeah. Oh God.
I love it.
It's the first thing. Yeah, it's the
Ooh,
first
I
thing
love
he Jack is when you're young in Hollywood and it's working, you have to be a little bit of a dick.
Well, because you're also like he's not famous.
And I say that as someone that didn't make it young. So when I see young people, that's the formula. You've got to just be like kind of an asshole or kind of just so into your shit. Like when you started when you were how old?
25.
Okay. 22.
Why did I answer that like I was like 25?
25.
What is 25?
I just knew you weren't good then. I just knew I wasn't good. So I had no cockiness.
You knew I wasn't good? I was great.
You weren't good. No way.
Dude, 25. I rolled in good, dude.
No,
you
I
want to
just-
hear my first joke?
Yeah, go.
I said, my mom just joined Facebook and she's been tagging me in the most embarrassing baby pictures. Like the other day, she tagged me in one where her vagina just made my head look so small.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Holiday season is upon us, and everyone's going to be sending stuff through the mail. Okay, you got to get a bunch of stuff out very fast, very quickly. The most efficient way to do it, whether you're selling something personal, whether you're selling merch like we do on this show. I use ShipStation. We use ShipStation. It's incredible. Get your ship together, man. ShipStation is the #1 way to ship whatever you need when you're selling online. It manages, it ships your orders. It's easy. It's very, very affordable. It's very simple. If you're an online seller, it can get everything in order for you and keep the customers happy, no matter what it is. You know, Shopify, Amazon, eBay, whatever you're selling. Some new kicks. You're selling some kicks on the internet. You're selling merch like we're doing. You selling bottled air that you took from northern Utah? Do it, bro. Whatever you got to do, but use ShipStation to ship it out to your customers. They offer huge discounts on shipping costs, so if you're shipping a lot, they make it worth your while, so you're not getting ripped off. It's the #1 choice of online sellers. You'll ship way more in less time. I promise you. They have the best rates available. We love ShipStation. They are the best. And right now, Whiskey Ginger listeners can try ShipStation for free for 60 days. That's 2 months. If you know how to do math, when you use the offer code WHISKEY, as always, make sure your business can meet the demands of this massive online shopping season. It's about to come on us. So get started at ShipStation.com today. Click on the microphone at the top of the page and type in WHISKEY. Very easy to do. That's ShipStation.com. Enter code WHISKEY. ShipStation.com. Make ship happen. Whiskey drinkers, are you looking for something a little bit unique and different? Screwball Whiskey. I've talked about this before. It's the black sheep of the whiskey selection, and it certainly does hold up to its name. It's unique. It's different. It's really, really tasty. I've said it. I put it on ice cream because I'm a fatty. You can put it on the rocks. You can have it straight up. You can mix it with whatever else you like. Make it with a funky old-fashioned, that peanut butter old-fashioned. But this is unbelievably delicious stuff. It's sweet. It's crisp. It's also very smooth. It's the ultimate duo of American favorites, peanut butter and whiskey. Who doesn't like it? I'd give it to my dog, but she can't have whiskey anymore. That's what the doctor says, you know. Don't give that to her. All right, fine. This stuff sips very well. It's also enjoyable, like I said, when you mix it. Depends on what your flavor is, but this is really good. Stephen Yang, who invented this stuff, he fell in love with the taste of PB when he came to America from Cambodia. And for him, it was the taste of freedom. And it is peanut butter and whiskey. What a combination, man. It's the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey. It's now available everywhere near you. Go get it. Pick up Screwball Whiskey at your local store or get it delivered to your house. If you don't want to leave, just get it delivered to your house. If you want to hashtag get screwed, go to screwballwhiskey.com for more information and click buy now. Please drink this stuff responsibly. Don't be a goofball. Advertisement by Screwball Spirits, LLC, San Diego, California. Whiskey with natural flavors, 35% alcohol by volume, okay? This is delicious. It's 70 proof. Please drink this responsibly, but have a good time, all right?
Ginger. I like gingers.
Boom.
Boom.
That's pretty good.
That's
first
good.
Joke?
My first joke when I was 22 was I just moved to Hollywood. It's crazy. And I went to one of these Hollywood parties in this huge mansion in the Hollywood Hills. And the house was so big. I mean, it was endless that it was embarrassing. I got lost inside of Paris Hilton's pussy.
Ooh, herpes.
That was my 22-year-old. By the way, Paris Hilton was actually
In the audience.
unbelievably relevant back then. It was so funny to think like all the jokes I was talking about back then. When I look at some of my old books, I'm like, God, how irrelevant is all that stuff today? None of it. Comedy is so about the time. That's why some people watch Carlin. I've shown young friends Carlin, and they're like, I don't like it. I'm like, that's so weird.
I mean,
It's
how
if you
many
live through
specials
it.
have you done?
Just one. I mean, I did a half hour and an hour with Comedy Central. I did an hour and a half hour. So I don't know, maybe one, I guess.
And nobody will ever see them because it's
It buried them.
doing a special on Comedy Central. It's so hard.
They don't exist.
They're just gone. It's so mean.
Well, now they're learning to put them up on YouTube, but they're too late.
Yeah.
Now they're too late. Like they put Sam Morrill's,
They're like, we're gonna put them up on Quibi.
Yeah, they're on Quibi in 5-minute increments. You can just stop it.
But you can only watch it on your phone.
But Comedy Central learned their lesson. I think they just knew that it was like you have to play catch up. People aren't, which is funny because the beginnings of stand-up specials on Comedy Central were monumental. Swartzen and I talk all the time about what his first special did for him. Like it made him Nick Swartzen. And I'm like, doesn't that blow your mind? Because he was the youngest guy to ever get a special. He was the youngest comic to get a half hour on Comedy Central. He was 19.
I met him before I did comedy in Santa Fe.
Was he doing shows?
He was there. They were filming The Longest Yard.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a go-go dancer in the background of a music video.
Seriously?
Yeah, of a music video that he was the star of, an Adam Sandler music video called Secret.
Wait a minute. And how did you get cast in this whole thing?
I was a go-go dancer at the nightclub in Santa Fe.
And someone saw you and was like, hey, we need go-go dancers.
And they were like, we need go-go dancers. I was like hanging out with everyone. Santa Fe.
How old were you?
21.
Why the fuck were you in Santa Fe?
I went to college there. My college went out of business.
What's in Santa Fe? What is it?
Santa Fe is this small town. It's so cute. It's
No,
this
what's the name of the college?
The College of Santa Fe. It's out of business now.
It
gone.
closed. Did you get a degree?
I did.
What is it?
Counseling psychology. Guess who wrote my papers? My mom. My mom wrote all my papers. I don't even know how to spell Freud. I don't even know if the U or the E goes first.
How did you end up at College of Santa Fe?
I liked the art program and stuff. I don't know. I liked Santa Fe. Santa Fe's a weird little town.
It is. I've been there one time. It's very strange.
I love it.
I have no business
I
there.
want to go back so bad.
Really?
Oh, I think about it all the time.
Would you live there again?
I would have a house there.
Right.
Like Julia Roberts.
She does. She definitely doesn't have a house in
She
Santa
does.
Fe. What?
Julia Roberts, Gene Hackman, what's his name?
It sounds like a tax shelter. All these rich people.
What's his name? No, you see them all the time. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. You got it.
Kilmore.
Val Kilmer, the worst Batman.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I am on Special K right now.
Let's talk
and
about it. Can you say? Can you show the bottle? Let me see. Let me see your bottle.
I don't want to say the name because it is prescribed to me.
Oh yeah, close your wrist then. So you've got Annie has a bottle of Special K she showed up with, and it's an
prescribed.
eyedropper. How many drops
It's
do
a
you
nose
take?
dropper.
How many nose do you put it up your
Well,
schnoz?
it says to take 2 in each nostril, but I'd
How
be a
good-
cloud. I'd be a cloud.
How good do you feel?
I great. It's great.
Because you've quit. So you're sober since I've known you.
Yeah, I mean, I did have there's a reason I have a cowboy hat. It's because I did acid in the desert this weekend.
So what's the deal? Are you allowed to be sober from everything, but it's like booze is off and then everything else is okay?
That's how I feel, yeah.
But no Coke.
I did a bump of Coke this weekend. I did do a bump, but that's if I was going off of like
You didn't just do one. Nobody does.
I did.
Bump of
That was
Coke.
all that was left.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
And also, it was just I literally was just tired and wanted to be able.
So
to do
it's
more
just sober
Molly.
from booze.
I just wanted to be able to do more Molly. I was like, damn, I'm getting tired. I want to stay up to do more Molly. I got to do a little bump of Coke. No, I do. I don't do drugs often. I get sucked into weed a lot, and
Weed bores me now for some reason.
weed fucks me up. It's so embarrassing to say. I hate being I'm literally the couch girl. It's just so embarrassing.
I just like to be. The reason weed has slowed down for me, my intake, is because being a homebody now, I don't like it. I used to love getting high and going to the club and
Define
seeing people.
homebody.
Not leaving the fucking. I'm at the house.
What are you doing? Are you dressed? What are you wearing?
This.
Jeans?
No,
at
no,
home?
no. Honestly, this is the first time I put on
It's
jeans.
crazy. I saw you in jeans and I was so taken by it. I wanted to be like, nice jeans. And I was like, but they're not particularly like amazing jeans or anything. I was like, what's the reaction I'm having? And I was like, oh, it's just that I haven't seen jeans.
I never wear jeans. Yeah.
I haven't seen jeans
Yeah,
in
it's been
months.
shorts and sweats and.
And when you had COVID, did you have like a what was your uniform?
Basketball shorts every single. But that's what I wear around the house every day.
Mesh?
No. Like
Sweat
polyester
shorts?
blend. Do you know what I mean?
I really like sweatshirts.
I like sweat shorts. I had on sweat shorts tonight before I came here.
Sweatshirts are very attractive on men. I don't know what. Even I saw Bobby Lee. I was like, when I was doing his podcast, I'm going, Bobby looks kind of hot in those sweat shorts.
Is he attractive to you?
Bobby Lee.
Who's the ugliest attractive guy in comedy? Who's somebody you're
Well, I
like?
would have said Dalia, but he's not in comedy anymore. Living or dead? Dalia dead. And
Who's the
living-
guy? Who's the guy that like is ugly, but for some reason is hot? And you can't say. You just like can't describe why. And I know other women in
maybe
comedy.
Theo, but Theo's got like a fucking donk, dude.
But he's
Theo's
handsome.
got such a booty.
He's handsome.
Yeah, he's a cutie. Who's ugly?
Who's ugly but kind of hot? Your buddies with Holtzman. Is Holtzman attractive?
Oh, I'm wearing my Holtzman shirt. Did you see it?
Are you?
Yeah, I had to cut it up because it was one of those fucking shitty women's t-shirts.
What do you
know
mean?
when
Oh, the V, the shitty
When
V?
they try to make a woman's t-shirt, it's like, it's always like, it's like, no offense to Eleanor, but it's like that, like, I'm the one girl that loves sports in my family. And I throw the football around with my dad. And you're like, ugh, it's like, it has to go with a visor. Or
What do you mean? Because
something.
it's got a V, a little
The V,
shitty
just
V.
the cut of the V. It always reminds me of like a pink Eagles shirt, t-shirt.
That's
They always
why.
have, like,
That's why that was at
pink-
Eleanor.
Yeah, I was thinking about, not that Eleanor wears them, but it's like that like
She's a Philly girl too,
tomboy.
right?
Yeah, she's in Philly right now
Oh, she is.
with Peggy. Do you know Peggy O'Leary?
No.
So fucking funny.
I feel
She's
like I
a
grew
funny
up with
female
her.
comedian there, but it's like the three of us. Once I was headlining in Philly for Christmas, so Eleanor was there and Peggy lives there now. But so Peggy was opening for me, and Eleanor wanted to do a guest spot, so she comes in. We're wearing the exact same outfit. We were wearing jeans, an Adidas hoodie, and shell top shoes.
Yeah, I know you to be an Adidas girl.
And with hoops. All of us were exact with a high ponytail. It was
But
the
that is
funniest
a
thing.
Philly thing. The hoopy thing is still like it's no
I'll
other
never
place.
stop.
Why? It's so indicative of that area.
I just like won't. I just need to show my Philadelphia.
Jersey girls kind of do it too,
Yeah.
I guess.
I always date Jersey guys too, by the way. Oh, all my boyfriends are from Jersey.
Do you prefer it? Do you prefer like an East Coast guy?
I don't even mean to. It just happens every time. I think I do. We're all trying to date our brothers, right? Max, my twin, you're so handsome. Anyway.
How many brothers do you have?
Twin brother, older brother. Timmy and Max.
Are they successful?
Yes, they really are. It's kind of insane.
What's Max doing?
Max, my twin, he works for NBC Sports in Boston. Wow. He is
like on air?
He's a sports producer. He does on-air segments. He's hilarious.
Shout out to Max.
He does the Celtics Twitter. And then he has his own Twitter, and he's always someone on my Patreon. I do a Patreon hangout with. It sounds pathetic. It's actually so fun. I just hang out with this one tier on my Patreon.
I do that. I do a Zoom.
It's the most fun I've ever
I do a
had.
Zoom. I love it.
God, it's fun. Once a week, my $20 holler, and one of the guys was like, because a lot of people follow my brother. He's a little bit of a sports celeb, and
Max Lederman.
Max Lederman. Follow him on Twitter, but he's always getting into with people, and they were like, what was this fight? Someone was like coming after your brother. I'm like, I literally don't even know. He's just always.
Because he's kind of like
it.
He's got a good fan base.
His MySpace, my brother's MySpace name was I like pushing buttons. So like Twitter's the perfect place for him.
What about the other brother?
Timmy is he's a medical sales guy, and he's got both of my brothers have hot wives, great cute ass kids. My older brother has 2 boys. My twin brother has 2 girls. So if I have a kid, it'll be a transvestite / transsexual / maybe hermaphrodite.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
It's going to be a they.
Is anybody gay in your family? Dad?
Maybe.
Is anybody gay in your family? No, in your extended family. You know how they're like, everyone has one gay family member.
I have a gay cousin.
But is he out?
Mm-hmm. He's married to a guy.
Isn't that funny though? Like I have none, and someone's like, someone. I'm like, no, we have none.
Can I tell you about my cousin real quick?
Yeah.
My cousin, I love my cousin. I've known him. He kind of reminds me of he was like a little shit. Like you were describing yourself. That reminds me of my cousin.
Little shit, yeah.
Like just bad.
Yeah,
he was
bad
a
boy.
Bad boy.
An idiot.
And we were just in trouble. Like we would go to Arizona to visit my family, and we were so we'd stay at a hotel, and we would always be the kids that were pressing all the buttons on the thing, like
Did it every time.
knocking over the ashtrays,
Love that.
twisting the keys so they broke in the thing.
They must
just
crack in the door.
Always in trouble, stealing change out of just finding money, just being so bad. And he ended up being gay, and love him. I always wanted to see him. He, obviously
You knew he was gay.
We didn't know he was very into Madonna and Paula Abdul, which should have been a sign.
Right. When you were a young girl, you weren't
really into it. No, I had a crush on him.
On your cousin?
100%.
Okay.
Do you ever when you're banging your wife? Do you ever
think about my
you guys
cousins?
You've been together a long time.
Yeah, but I never think about my cousins. If you're going with a cousin thing here,
it is a little bit cousiny. So sometimes when I'm in love, when I'm making love, okay, when I'm fucking, and it's like that sort of pain in your chest, in love fucking,
right?
Which has happened twice in my life. A weird thing happens where it's it's almost like have you done DMT?
One time I have done DMT.
You broke through?
Yeah, it was pretty incredible, to be honest.
So that sort of where you're you're there. It's
the universe shifts.
The different reality that you're in. It was like a glitch in the Matrix, where I was looking at my boyfriend and I was like, he looks like a sibling. Like he could be related to me. He's in my
never
tribe.
Ever had that.
Okay, guys, in the comments, I want you guys to let me know if this
comment below if that's insane or if that's something you've experienced.
Not my specific brothers. I wasn't like Timmy. Oh my God, Timmy.
But he feels like someone. Just familiarity.
It just felt like I was when you fuck people you're supposed to have a kid with.
Ah.
You know what I mean? And it's
okay.
And you just see your family.
It zaps into familiarity.
It's weird, dude. When I was on this weekend, when I was on Hallucination, I was just.
Where'd you guys go, by the way? To the desert?
We went to Death Valley.
Beautiful.
And I'm just so happy. I love my life so much. I feel so lucky.
Why? What did you do?
I mean, we did acid, mushrooms, all that stuff, and it was really fun. It was with do you know I'm not gonna pronounce his last name right, and I want to pimp this guy out on every podcast. He's the funniest person on earth. Andy, let me get I gotta get
Milanakis.
No, he's so funny. He's friends with Doug Stanhope, and oh, my dad just texted me.
I just hit up Doug. He's gonna come do the podcast.
He's just amazing. He's so funny. But
Wait,
I've never met him.
Andy
but
who?
Andy is his good friend. I gotta get his name right.
Andy.
Because I just met him this weekend. He's the funniest person I ever met. Molested, traumatized, hilarious.
Love it.
Dented.
Love it.
Okay, so his podcast is Issues with Andy, which you should 100% check out. It's so good. Okay. So it's Andy. I'm fucking this up so bad. But,
You're fine.
But you guys,
We'll figure it out. We'll edit
Andy
this part together.
Andrist. That's how you say it.
Hold on.
Andrist.
Hold on. Wait till these annoying motorcycles are gone. Why do they have to be so loud?
Cool. Because they have little weenies.
Andy Andrist.
Andy Andrist is the funniest motherfucker. He's so...
Okay.
You know how, like... I'm assuming it's like this for you, too. Like, I'm here because I was so traumatized as a kid that my trauma response is to compulsively tell jokes.
Yeah.
He's just so hard like that. He's so funny. And so Issues with Andy is a podcast with these 4 guys that are just so incredible. Little Esther.
Who are they?
It's Brett Erickson, Chad Shank, and Greg.
Greg Kinnear, the actor. What a weird pop in, but he did make an appearance.
Yeah.
And Andy Andrist.
And they're just really funny guys. So we were out there with them. They were doing like their podcast. Their Patreon pretty much paid for this trip.
Dope.
And they, bought a bunch of drugs and they recorded a couple podcasts. And it was just this amazing, fun time. Sandro was there, Yoko Ono.
I love Sandro.
He's the funniest person.
I love Sandro.
Sandro is the funniest comedian that you don't know who he is yet at the Comedy Store.
He is he opened for me for a long time.
He's a dream.
He has the most, to me, reminiscent of like a Hedbergy, like one-liner, smart, offbeat. He's got that thing that Hedberg had, and I think Sandro is, he's super underrated. But he was a regular at the store before
he's silly,
everything went to shit.
He's amazing. He's so funny. He's so great. And it was just such an amazing time. And my puppy, and it was
warmth, huh?
My live-in assistant got a cowboy hat. He looked so cute. It was just like, I just was like happy tears crying, just like so happy.
So tell me, be real. Do you feel like where you're at in your life right now, you could be like this for a long time and be okay?
Happy?
Yeah, like where you are right now, like what's going on in life. This is good.
Yeah.
So do you think...
I've done a lot of work on myself and really like worked through a lot of my issues, and I still have like anger a little bit, like little outbursts every once in a while, but it's always very stupid shit.
But don't you think did this pandemic put something into perspective for you, that we were like, you know how we were like chasing the dragon so much? And
then you realize that we're inside the dragon. We're like Moby Dick inside the fucking stomach of the goddamn dragon the whole time.
But no shit. That's really what it is.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, we already have the thing.
Yeah.
I'm already here.
Yeah, we were hunting so long. I think the one thing I learned for myself was like doing 3-4 shows a night every night of the week. And I was mentally just like cramming it in going, this is what I'm doing. This is good. It's great. And then when this happened, especially when I got sick, it put so much weird stuff into perspective where I was like kind of like...
Cancer?
Yeah, I had cancer twice.
AIDS.
Kind of like, I wish, but kind of like you in the desert, it really does make you go, well, what am I running for? Like I need to just start to reevaluate what's making me happy in comedy and what's bringing me down. And to be honest, I really realized that like doing all the shows and like running around, it was making me miserable.
Well,
I feel better now.
You don't get a chance to marinate in it. You don't get to you don't get the feelings of it. And it doesn't, if every night you're getting laughs and cheers and you start to take it for granted.
100%. And it's kind of gross too. You're like, when someone comes up to you and is like, great set, and you're like, thanks. And it's like a throwaway. You're like, oh, wow, how, in retrospect, I was mad at myself because I didn't enjoy any set. I'd be like, set, go to a dinner, meet someone, set, it was just so constant that I didn't enjoy it. And now when I'm working out stuff and I'm doing shows very intermittently, it feels different. It feels like it's way more purpose, which is what I saw in older comics that I was always like, I'm not there yet, dude. Yeah. I can't do what, like the best example I could use was like, Burr was good about. He would pop in for a week or so and do his thing, and then you wouldn't see him for a while, and then he'd pop in again. And
He only looks at gingers.
yeah, well, some of the best comics in the business. You open for Louis, Bill Burr. What do you want me to say? Carrot Top. I mean, we're all up there. Kathy Griffin. There's so many of us, really. I mean, Lucille Ball.
That's all of them.
That's all of us. No, there's got to be other famous red. I mean,
That is a lot, though.
Carson might have been a shade when he was.
But there's a few blondes.
Blonde famous
Chris
comedian.
Titus.
Okay. Who else?
That's it.
Also, Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, Jim Gaffigan, but he's so close to. What do you consider him, blonde or ginger?
He's a blender. He's a
Because
blender.
he's
Yeah.
he's one
His
of those.
kids
like,
are all fucking
but
redheads.
You know when you see a blonde where you're like you literally look like you're the most ginger you could possibly be. That the red fell out.
Yeah. The red just didn't stick. Who else was a famous redheaded comedian? There's been a lot
That
of.
is a lot.
That's enough. Yeah. Burr and Louis are two
More women that are passed at the store.
and should be. And there should never be another woman that's passed
This
ever
is
again.
what I wanted to say about that too. The women that complain about not being passed at the store, it's like, I never even seen your ass at the store.
Right, they don't go.
I've heard people be like, the store's scary. I'm like, do you understand that comedy comes from being uncomfortable and talking your way out of it?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. It's like,
It comes from a weird fucking place.
Scary?
No, scary is because they think that there's this idea that it's filled with, and quite frankly, when I first came to LA in 2006, it was,
Oh my God.
yeah, I'm old. We're the same age. It was gross. I do remember going to that parking lot when I was young, and it was just kind of like, it wasn't anything goes, kids run the candy shop, weird, fucked up, debaucherous place of kind of like mean drug addicts in the park. Like, it was just different. But the past 5 to 7 years have been,
I don't think that's what they're scared of. I think they're not in the club.
they're not
I
a
think
part of the thing.
It's scary to feel because when I lived in New York, I never went to the cellar. I didn't feel like ready to get past there.
I only went upstairs.
I didn't feel ready so I was like, it's the rejection, the possible rejection. But the thing is, you have to thrive in those situations and you have to be good enough and earn it and fail a little bit.
But I feel like but I understand their perspective. If I'm going to take that viewpoint, whenever I go to New York, I am well off enough or whatever to know that I should be able to do that cellar. Like, but I've never done it and I've never tried.
Well, you do kind of get to a point where you're actually like doing so well in another place that it would be so embarrassing to not get past.
Yeah, so it's like, why try?
Like, it would be so, like, at this level of your career.
Yeah. if they were like, no, I'd be like, what? Really?
Oh, it would be so embarrassing. But
Yeah, but
it's
that's
like,
a reality for a lot. That's a reality for a lot. There's a lot of New York people
Well,
that
you know,
come
when
out.
I got past to the Comedy Store, I didn't even know it was what the Comedy Store was. I remember, no, because this is, okay, when Santino and I first met, you remember, right? Caroline's?
Caroline's in New York, yeah.
And you were
at
it was
Comics
like
to
a
Watch?
Comics to Watch or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. It was
Comics
a
to Watch.
festival or
Yeah.
something. And then when I came out here, I kept accusing you of hitting, which I knew you weren't, and you were getting so mad. I was like, oh my God, it's so gross how hard you were hitting on me. You're like, I wasn't. And I was like, no, it was like, take a second. You were so livid. It was so fun. To
I wouldn't hit on
like,
you.
You ugly whore. I'm like, Jesus. But, and then when I came out to LA, you were one of my only LA friends just
Yeah.
from that hang. Do you remember what happened to Brooks that night? When he was so drunk and he fell into the trash?
No.
And hurt his wrist?
In New York?
Okay, so
Well,
we were going from
Okay, go. I was
we
going
were
to
going from the Comedy Central party. It was the New York Comedy Fest, I think.
Yeah, it was Comics to Watch, yeah. Oh, New York
So-
Comedy Festival. You're right.
And you were but the sect was Comics to Watch.
Yes.
At Caroline's.
Right.
But then we went from Caroline's to the party for Comedy Central. And I remember they had Klondike bars. They were sponsored by Klondike bars. And
Yeah.
Kevin Burnett. Did you know Kevin Burnett?
Yes.
He's dead. I miss him. But
that's
Kevin
sad.
Barnett, one of my favorite nights with him, he fucking hated this. Honestly, he's in hell so mad at me right now. But I kept slapping the Klondike bars. They were free Klondike bars. And there were mint chocolate chip ones. It was right when those first came out and they were so good.
Hot ticket item.
So every time he'd grab one and it would be unwrapped, I'd come from behind and slap it out of his hand onto the ground. And I'm telling you, he got maybe one bite.
Yeah.
And I slapped all of them till they were gone, till there were none left. And he was so mad. And then I got Josh Rabinowitz in it, his friend. Like, we were all slapping. And it got past the point of him thinking it was funny and he was just mad at me.
Yeah, it is annoying at some
Like,
point.
he's dead mad at me right now.
Yeah.
He's still pissed. But anyway, miss you, Kevin. Sorry. I hope you're getting Klondike bars in fucking hell. Hell's fun. That's why I'm saying hell. Anyway, okay. So
And Brooks.
So Brooks is already wasted from that party, and then we're
Fact.
walking to like the after party at another bar.
Time out. Let me interject one piece of that story. Do you remember why we left that first party?
No.
Because Brooks and me, or convinced me, that we could go get booze. He's like, there's a part of the bar you could kind of go up to. And he's like, we can go get our own booze. And I'm so fucking dumb. Brooks will vouch for this. Brooks was stealing bottles from the Comedy Central party, but the staff, they're outside, they're getting paid, so they don't give a fuck. One of the reps from Comedy Central was like, you guys got to get the fuck out of here. You can't do that shit. And Brooks was like, He took bottles. So that's the only reason we were kicked out early. So then we had to go to this other party, which actually turned out to be great.
So we're walking to the other party. Brooks is so drunk, he's wobbling. But you know when you're watching someone wobble and you're like, oh, I don't know if maybe we should be spotting him because
his his skull.
Like he's gonna die. Like he could die just walking. That's so embarrassing. He could have gotten a DUW at that point. So anyway, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was hard. That was scary.
Yeah.
I was scared. I
Yeah,
got
you were
really scared.
tiptoeing.
The ketamine.
You're like, is that?
Okay, so he's and then he just veers and you're watching him going, whoa, and then falls right into a pile of trash.
Yeah, bags of trash.
Just
Yeah, I do
bags of
remember.
trash. And he hurts his wrist. And now he's like limp wristing around, like all hurt, but he's drunk, so he doesn't. But you can tell his wrist is going to be sprained for a while. I'm like, there's going to be an ace bandage in the morning. So he's walking, he's all drunk. Do you remember the woman who was with us? She wasn't a comic. She worked in the biz. No. We're not going to mention her name.
No.
Okay.
We'll have to do it off air. You'll have to
It's
tell
so
me.
good.
Yeah.
So she had a van, and so
So
we go to the
she had a
next. So we
van.
go to the next. We go to the next bar, and she's like, "Oh no, Brooks, let me see your wrist. Let me come into the." She takes him into the van, blows
Oh yes,
Brooks
I
in the van
do.
with a broken wrist.
Yeah.
She uses his injury. Talk about an abuse of fucking
power.
Uses the broken wrist. Takes him into the fucking sliding van door. Sucks his fucking drunk trash dick. Okay, trash dick. I remember looking at her being like, I knew you were not cool, but now it's like, I mean, you raped Brooke.
But
Brooks was raped.
But he always had victories like that. That's
He's
Brooks.
raped.
Yeah, but like really, did he deserve it? Maybe.
Let's just say that was the second bag of trash he fell into.
Skagay. That was really, what is that, 2009?
Or 10, maybe 2010, maybe.
God.
Maybe it might have been 2009 though.
Yeah, I feel like it was because
That was the year I started comedy. That might be my first year.
that was only because I remember this how nerdy.
I was walking around town being like, my mom just joined Facebook. Okay.
That was my first time staying in a hotel in New York. I'd never stayed in a hotel in New York. And I was like, hotel, New York City. I thought that was like I was like, this is so cool, man. I had only been to New York and I
You're
never
like,
stayed in a
Times
hotel.
Square is fucking sick. You're like, can I be more in Times Square?
Put me in the
love
M&M store. Can I live inside?
Yeah, Times Square fucking blows. When I
anymore.
used to do Girl Code, when I was in when I moved to LA, I then got Girl Code that was in New York, that show.
The cast of that show, by the way, so many comics. Like good comics. Like
Yeah.
Schultz was on it.
Chrissy D.
Chris DiStefano was on it.
Donnell.
Oof.
Isn't it funny, Girl Code, and we're just listing all the dudes? Because it was Guy Code first, then it was Girl
yeah,
Code.
it was Guy Code.
But
Guy Code.
Schultz and Charlemagne were on Girl Code like every episode.
Who was the girl? Who was the
Carly.
Carly I can never say her last name.
Aquilo. She is so, I don't know if I'm saying it right. She's one of my favorites.
Aquino.
She is just such a beautiful, funny little girl.
She's the shit.
She is just wonderful.
Who else was on there?
She sent me a celebrity dick pic recently. It was really
Who was the
amazing.
celeb?
I'm not telling you.
Come on.
Afterwards.
Okay.
But it was so good. And I just want you guys to, you can guess in the comments.
Yeah, guess in the comments below.
Also follow youtube.com/Annie Lederman.
Go to Annie Lederman, watch her show on the YouTube.
The inspiration.
And also,
Is it hot in here or did I catch your COVID?
you caught COVID.
Anyway.
And follow Randy Jackson Quaid, please.
I'm going to make him a thing. He doesn't have a thing yet. He's so cute.
You don't?
No. And also my mask. Buy my mask.
What if he gets lost? Buy these masks because I do love these. Let's
They're
talk about
so
these
funny.
before I go.
I don't want to be done yet.
I'm going to leave you in here.
I was going to tell you a good
I want to leave you
story.
in here. Look at this. It's her doing the
The eat out?
The eat out face.
Now, let me show you guys. I drew
How much
this.
are these on the internet?
Okay, if you get 20, it's 25 for one, which seems expensive, but I drew this. Okay?
Wait, did you really?
I drew it.
The one thing I will say about you that I never knew about you, honestly, of all the years I've known you, is that you did have an artistic side, because all you.
Well, you get jizzed on by an art teacher. It's like,
well, that's what happened. It seeps in.
I was so bad until he jizzed on me, and then I'm like, it was like my spider bite.
But genuinely,
and now I'm Spider-Man.
I was really impressed by what you do on Instagram because you draw a lot of cool shit on there, and I'm always like, oh, that's why I never knew that was your shit.
You can tell he muted me a long time ago. I haven't drawn on Instagram in years.
You know what I mean? You blur
Isn't
stuff,
that
you draw
isn't
stuff.
That great?
You did used to draw on yourself a lot.
I did.
I don't mute you. You do, but your foot fetish thing, it's your thing. It's Annie's thing.
Today I had a real thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I'm driving in traffic and I go, maybe I should just do the OnlyFans.
Why not? Why is it? Who cares?
Because I'm not a fucking sex worker.
So what? You don't have to be.
Like
people do all sorts of weird, dude. People do so much crazy, wild shit on there. It's not sex.
Yeah, but people are gonna go on there and be like, "We wanted to see your fucking bush. Where's your goddamn bush?"
So then just get creative.
But I was thinking,
make art out of your bush. Make a cool, dope drawing out of your bush.
Ew. What if I drew myself naked?
That would get someone. Look at that lick. See, white people shit. Lick,
but do you see how I'm not letting him inside?
Yeah, you can't let it near the mouth.
He's so cute. Look at his little head. He's sleeping.
Randy Jackson Quaid. I do find myself kissing my dog so much.
I'm obsessed with.
You know how hard it was to not kiss my dog when I had COVID?
Oh, can you give your dog COVID?
No. See, here's what's crazy. There hasn't been enough research to find out if COVID can get passed back and forth from animals to humans. But all the doctors, the 3 that I spoke to, both 2 of them being personal friends and one of them being my actual doctor, they were all like,
You're not friends with your actual doctor?
He's not a homie. He's a snitch.
He's white.
He's a white snitch. But my doctor friends were like, it's just safe to not, just in case.
Let's get canceled right now.
Do it.
Say it. You go first.
1, 2, 3.
Because I want to do that. I feel like it should be like herd immunity, and we should all just
all get canceled at the same time?
At the same time, just tweet it, and then I won't do it, and then everyone else does it.
All right, so say how you really feel about Jews.
I'm a quarter Jew. I have a little horn.
They all have a quarter Jew. That's what everybody says. I'm a quarter Jewish.
Well, you know what? I always buy props, and then I know that like something will come to me.
Right.
And I bought devil horns, and I was thinking, how funny would it be if I posted like my Halloween picture with the horns? I just said I'm Jewish for Halloween.
Right.
I'd be done.
Yeah. Well.
Would I?
Letterman.
Comment below. Let me know.
Letterman sounds Jewish.
Yeah.
So people probably just assume you're Jewish because it's man at
Wouldn't
the
that
end.
be excruciatingly?
But what are you really? What's Letterman?
It's German Jew, but I'm a quarter. My grandfather was Jewish on my dad's side.
Yuck! Sorry.
I know. Dixie.
So what, a quarter Jewish?
But I was brought up Quaker.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Pennsylvania, that's right. What weird trash out there in Pennsylvania town. Say something, Randy Jackson Quaid.
Say something. This is your moment.
Oh, my God. Talk about blowing it.
He's so cute. This is like my parents. They always want to like steal the spotlight. And I'll let them sometimes. Like I got them on that show Girl Code.
Oh, they did it? Did it really?
Froze in front of the camera. I go, you fucking
idiots. Go to AnnieLederman.com. Buy these masks.
Wait, what was I talking about when I went back to...
Buy these
I was
masks.
living in New York. Oh, this is a good story.
Big money.
This is a good one. This is a good one.
How much are these, by the way?
25 for one. For
52 for
like,
2.
No, for 3 it's like 45, and then it's...
And the proceeds go to?
To my rent.
Yeah,
I'm
they go to
living
her
off
rent.
of masks. I've not figured out money yet.
Wait, what? Are you making no other money else? What about the Patreon? You said you're making money there.
A little bit. I don't have that many patrons. Join. It's
How
fun.
many patrons do you have?
Like not even 200. I don't promote it that much though.
Promote it now.
Hit on my Patreon. It's fun. We have a good time.
You do Zooms and shit on it?
We do Zooms.
You get to see Randy Jackson Quaid. You get to see exclusive photos of Randy Jackson Quaid.
Extra Q&A stuff from my podcast. I always do an extra little app. I do early access to my episodes.
All right, tell me the story in New York, though.
Okay. I'm staying in Times Square. It's weird, but what are you going to do? I go to Gotham Comedy Club to do a set. Mad Dog Mattern's there. Do you know him?
Who?
He's a comedian named Mad Dog.
The radio guy?
He's called Jesse now. No, Mad Dog Mattern. And it's just his name.
Oh.
But now he's Jesse. I think that's his name. Ugh, I'm sorry. Mad Dog. Your name was Mad Dog for years. I'm sorry. I don't know your real name.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he changed his name. He's so funny. He's so great.
Okay.
So he's on stage. He's like, the way his style of comedy is very like a guy named Mad Dog. Like he's very like, ooh, bah, beat, da, da. Like everything he says doesn't make sense. He's just stringing words together.
Right.
He's light-a-loo. Like he just says like crazy things. So he comes up to me afterwards. And do you know Anthony DeVito and Greg Stone? Do you know those comics?
I not as person. I know who Anthony DeVito
Okay, so
is,
Anthony
yes,
DeVito.
but we don't know each other.
He's so funny. He's so cool. They're all roommates. And so Mad Dog gets off stage after we perform. He goes, let's go see Anthony DeVito. He's uptown with Train. Now he is a fucking weird. He says weird things. So I'm like, all right, we'll take the train up to see Anthony DeVito. For some reason, he's in Times Square. So we go up to Times Square. We go into this hotel. He's in the restaurant area with the band Train. Like Mad Dog just actually said an actual sentence for the first time in his life.
You're thinking he's saying,
I was like,
take the
he's
train
with
uptown.
Train. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's pregnant. I don't. So we go there. And you don't even know what Train looks like until you see them. But
I don't.
you know what Train looks like. I go, oh my God,
have to
it's
see
fucking
now.
Train. Drops a goddamn Jupiter. So we're all like, Yup.
That's them, right? Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Okay, I'm looking up
So
Train.
then we go to,
yes,
I
Train.
see Anthony and he's sitting in between Train and he just goes, I know. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So Anthony had done a show on Access TV and these guys and Train had seen it and they thought he was so funny that they were like, we want to blow you up. Like we want to get you famous. So they bring him, they drop his Jupiter on their podcast. They have him come do the podcast when they're in New York at this hotel.
Right.
So they've just finished the podcast. So now it's the band Train, Anthony DeVito, Mad Dog, and me. That's all that's there. I have like my hair, I'm like wearing hair extensions. I just like fake eyelashes. I've just been on Girl Code and I got to shoot in the morning. And it was just such a weird thing. We're hanging out. Train's being great. The
What
lead singer
hotel?
of Train. I don't know what it was. I don't remember what it was called.
It
was a nice,
in
it was
Midtown?
very nice. It was in in Times Square.
Okay.
So so we're talking. Great. The lead singer's like, I should have been a comedian. You know how you like give people a pass. You go, okay.
I hate when people say
They
that.
go, but he's going, I respect comedy. It's what you guys do is so incredible, you know. And I'm like, oh, thanks, you know, like that's great. Being very respected.
Right.
You hear a little commotion banging into tables in the corner. You go, like, oh my
Brooks
God, what is that? It's in the fashion of as drunk as Brooks Wheelan was, walks over Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
I mean, I'm so sorry. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
This is Randy Quaid.
Right.
Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid stumbles over, has to be in a blackout at this point.
Love it.
Him and the lead singer of Train had been on the elevator. And what I realized is that famous people, when they see each other, they just go, you're famous.
Yeah, they all know each other.
They go like,
Tip the hat.
Tip the hat. So they had met on the elevator and then he comes over and they start talking. Dennis Quaid plays music and stuff. So they're talking about music. They're talking about private jets. I'm literally so hungry and broke and I'm like eating the peanuts. I'm like at the table, like, can they tell? And, but I'm the only woman, I'm being completely respected. They're talking. All these like middle-aged women are coming up and being like, drops of Jupiter, ah! And like screaming.
Right.
It's just so, I'm like, this can't get better. This is so good. Then all of a sudden, Pat, the lead singer, goes to
Just say Train. Call
Dennis.
him Train.
Train goes to Dennis. He goes, you jam, right? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, you want to go jam upstairs? He goes, totally. So we go upstairs. Dennis Quaid is now shirtless. I don't know how this happened. We go upstairs.
Blacked out.
He's so fucking drunk. Okay?
Love it. God damn, I
So
love
is
Dennis
and Train's
Quaid.
getting drunker. I'm sober at this point, completely sober. I'm doing nothing. I'm like, maybe I'm smoking weed at this. I don't think I am. I think I'm completely sober. Go up to the hotel room. We're playing different songs. There's like, I don't even know.
Are you
music that
playing
well.
music?
I'm singing along. We're doing sing-alongs.
Oh
Okay,
my
Dennis
God.
Quaid's playing guitar. Train singing. Train they have the whole setup there. Everyone's playing. I don't even know that much music. They just happen to pick every song into the lyrics too. Like every song my dad listened to when he was getting ready for work, they picked.
Time out.
They're like,
Did they play Train songs?
they didn't play Train songs.
What? No Jupiter?
But Dennis Quaid played Gin and Juice acoustic on the guitar.
Really? Mm-hmm. And knew the lyrics.
Knew the entire lyrics, was playing the whole thing. We were all like, and I'm like, I'm just in my head like, like mental pictures, take the pictures, remember this. I should have just snapped the pictures.
Yeah, why not?
And then I'm like, I can't believe it. And then I go, guys, I gotta go. I got an early call. And they're like, we have an early call. Come on, stay. And I'm like, I'm like, no, I gotta go. They're like, it's so cool. You're gonna be on TV tomorrow, you know? And I'm like, thanks, guys. And I'm like feeling so good. And the guy's giving me one of the like roadie gives me the card and goes like, hey, come like when we do the Hollywood Bowl, let us know, you know, hit us up and we'll have you backstage. It'll be so fun. I'm like, oh, it's so great. I'm about to leave, feeling so respected. The lead singer goes, wait. My hand's on the doorknob. I turn around and he goes, why don't you fuck him? And points to the roadie. And I go, are you kidding? I threw my purse and I go, fuck you, Train. I thought you respected me. And I like storm out all pissed because I'm like, you just ruined. I just hugged a shirtless Dennis Quaid goodbye.
Yeah.
Like he had just played Gin and Juice.
Why don't you fuck my roadie, dude?
So then I'm like so pissed. And then Anthony's like, oh my God. And Anthony's like texting me. He's like, dude, next day Anthony texts me, goes, hey, remember when Train reminded us they were Train at the end? And then I was like so mad at Train. And then 2 years later, I'm doing Bumbershoot. And
where's in Tennessee or where's that?
No, Bumbershoot was the one in
Bonnaroo. What am I saying?
In Seattle, I think.
Yeah,
it
that's
was in
right. That's
Seattle.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's like
Seattle.
pouring rain. We can't find the cafeteria for the comedians. So there's this really fancy one for the bands. And they let us in because it's like raining and we all have like computers in our hands and stuff. And
Begrudgingly, they're like, let them in.
Yeah, they're like, ugh, let them in. I walk in, Train. I go, Train, we meet again. I throw my stuff on the ground. They go, we're sorry. And they like took like a selfie and sent it to Anthony. And they're like, we're so sorry. We're so sorry.
Oh, they remembered it?
Yes.
That's fucking wild.
100%. And then I saw Dennis Quaid at the Comedy Store right before it closed down. And
I've seen him there.
yeah, and I was like, dude, I hung out with you and Train in a hotel room in New York. He goes, holy fuck. He's like, I remember that.
He did?
He remembered it.
And a piece of him really was like, I don't fucking know.
There's no way he doesn't remember jamming with Train in the fucking.
I don't know. That guy has experiences, man.
It was just so funny. But is that crazy? I saw him again.
So did you end up
fuck the roadie? I was so mad. No, I had an early call.
Yeah,
I was so mad because I remember thinking like, wow, nobody's like
being a dick,
treating me like a girl.
and
it
then
was, like, so cool.
and then he trained to the train thing.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Drops to Jupiter is an irrelevant song now. No one's gonna fucking know that band in 10 years. Honestly, Train is a band.
I like them though. We follow each other on Twitter now. They're
I'm
cool.
not gonna lie. I don't fucking know the guys from the hole in the wall.
I like them.
I'm sure they're fine.
They're nice people. Little Esther.
Say what's up.
Yo, Little Esther. I'm on Whiskey Ginger right now.
I'm in the dark.
Why are you in the dark, Esther? What
She's
the fuck are you
masturbating.
doing?
She likes to call me dark masturbating.
No, I couldn't sleep and I wanted you to soothe me.
Oh my God, I'll soothe you in a moment. I'm her safe space.
Oh my God, Esther.
Little Esther freaks out every day.
Also,
about something
why
that's
are
so
you?
stupid.
You're going to bed. It's 10 o'clock. It's not even that fucking late.
She's doing Home Alone. She's in Home Alone and she's shooting it in Montreal.
With Trump, the
She's
one,
playing-
Lost in New
she's
York.
playing,
You're playing Trump, Lost in New York.
No, she's playing Joe Pesci.
Oh wow.
I keep thinking of you, Santino, because we were in Toronto so much, even though I'm in Montreal now, but it's the same thing to me.
It's the same thing to me too. Are you having fun? Put her up to the mic. Are you having fun?
Have I ever had fun?
No.
Is that...
No, but I mean, is there anybody cool in the film?
Oh, yeah, it's a great cast. I also have the tiniest role ever, and Annie is making me sound cooler than I am.
What do you mean?
It's so funny. She has like 3 lines. She had to fucking quarantine for like 90 days.
Yeah, Canada. who's
so
in
funny.
the movie, Esther?
Tim Simmons and
Tim Simons.
Simon.
I never met him.
Ellie Kemper, Rob Delaney. It's like it's awesome people involved.
It's a big Twitter movie.
And
It's
who's the
people that
kid?
are great on Twitter.
And who's the kid?
Yeah, who plays the kid?
I think he's from
It's
Jojo
Esther in a
Rabbit.
bald cap.
Is it Benji? Is Benji going to be over there?
Oh my god, okay, well, I'll let you guys go. I love you both.
You sound so cute when you're not just talking to me, by the way. You have in front of other people voice that is not as
She
wretched.
turned it on as soon as she knew it was me.
It's not as wretched and disgusting as what I
It
hear.
has a little more energy.
It's less whiny. Like she probably would be like, I'm upset. And then she'll tell me and I'm going to laugh. And I yelled at her earlier because she was upset about something so stupid.
Annie, will you call me and soothe me
Of
later?
course
Love
I will.
you.
Love you, honey.
Okay, bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, here's how we end the episode. The
Okay.
same way. You have to look in the camera and you have to say one word or one phrase that closes us out when I get off screen, and that's how we're going to end the episode.
Wait, can I tell you a bit I was trying to work on?
100%.
Okay, so remember when UCB got in trouble like 3 months ago for being racist?
Rapists?
Racist.
What's the difference?
Well, okay.
Yeah,
If you only rape white people, it's pretty racist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
B, don't be rude.
Yeah, they got in trouble for
Don't-
being racist.
By
Yes.
being racist. And I was saying, I think, well, it's kind of obvious. It's like if you're going to have a bunch of like well-educated middle-class white people in a room and ask them and you don't want them to be racist, don't ask them what the first word they think of is.
Right.
Ask them the second or third. I've never had it to work, but anyway.
I like that. No, that worked. I liked it.
I'm sweating in my Brian Holtzman shirt.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to walk off camera, one word or one phrase, stare into the camera, and that's how we end the episode, so it's going to be...
Wait, are you going to bleep what I say?
No, say whatever you want.
But would you bleep it?
No, go ahead.
Fuck. Follow... My one word is, follow me on Instagram and buy my mask, and my dog's name is Randy Quaid, and it's so cute. Thank you.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.